I hope that you're staying safe and well. We miss you a ton. I prepared a hand painting balayage with foil for you that really cuts down in the time that it typically takes to do our hand painting and balayage, but has beautiful and consistent end results. I hope that you guys learned something and take a lot away from this video. Miss you, hope to see you soon.
So we're going to be working off the natural part of our guest, creating a zigzag pattern across the top on either side of this natural part. This is going to act as our veil, and I want to make sure that my zigzag parting is nice and consistent from side to side. I'm leaving her front hairline out so that way we can create those strong money pieces that they typically look for when doing hand painting and balayage. Next, I'm going to take a horseshoe section just below the parietal ridge and dropping below crown and clip it up out of my way, and then a section just under that dropping below occipital, making sure that it's zigzag and center back. Underneath in that nape area, I'm just going to braid out of my way. We're taking vertical diagonal back sections, and right on the hairline we are going to weave it and give it a nice tease so we don't create any harsh lines. So she'll have a beautiful smooth transition in this hand painting that we're going to do. Next, I'm going to still take the vertical diagonal back section, but now from here on out I'm going to slice it. So I'm going to continue taking slices, vertical diagonal back, skimming off of it, giving it a nice tease to diffuse the line, and making sure that I heavy saturate the bottom and use a clean tint brush to blend up at the top. So you'll see here that I'm taking the diagonal back sections, giving it a nice tease, fully saturating that bottom, and then going to use a clean tint brush to blend up the top. So you can see the diffusion of color, that it is very light saturation at the top of my foil to heavy saturation down at the bottom. At that bottom is going to generate the most lift based off of how much lightener is there. The less the lightener, the less the lift that I'm going to get. So that's why you'll see that it's a very light saturation at the top, and I'm using a clean tint brush to do so to help diffuse that color. So when I have a tease as well as light saturation, it's going to create a flawless blend when they work simultaneously together. Continue taking those diagonal back sections, skimming off, giving it a nice tease, and you're going to work until center back. You're going to stop and go to the other side on that front hairline, ensuring that you take that section and weave it. You'll see me do it in just a second. So here we are at the front hairline. I'm taking the same section size, which is a 1/2 inch, giving it a nice tease, heavy saturation down at the bottom, using a clean tint brush to blend up into that line of tease that I just created. And I'm going to work my way until center back. Section nice and cleanly to ensure nice and clean color. Heavy saturate the bottom, blend up at the top. Continue taking those diagonal back sections, taking those slices and giving it a nice tease and heavy saturation down at the bottom, light saturation as we blend up towards the top. If your section size gets too wide to fit into one foil, you can divide that section size into 2 different parts, so that way your foil won't slip and later have bleed marks that you will then have to correct. So I'm going to work till center back. Still using a clean tint brush that I'm wiping off every time so I create a nice flawless blend. As you can see, this is my bottom section, taking diagonal back sections, stopping at center back. So I'm going to start again in the front hairline, weaving that first foil giving it a nice tease. When I took this weave, I captured that front hairline that we left out, which would be that fringe area. Still continuing the vertical diagonal back sections, taking a slice and skimming off of it. My section size is still 1/2 inch, and I'm heavy saturating that bottom using a clean tint brush to blend up to the top. Make sure that your skim off is about 1/4 inch to ensure that we get enough saturation through those ends and she won't have a spotty, piecey blend at the end. You're going to continue taking the same section using a clean tint brush for that blend until you work towards center back. You'll see here that my section was too wide to fit into one foil, so I broke it down into those 2 foils that I talked about earlier. Continue working until your center back division line. Now you're going to start on the other front panel on that front hairline, once again weaving that section, giving it a nice tease, and then a heavy saturation down at the bottom and a soft blend at the top. Continue the diagonal back till you reach center back.